a side move. So are we afraid of it, or do we actually trade it? In this lesson, we'll talk about the concept of a lens. We've touched up on it already previously. However, in this lesson, we'll talk about the lens in a little bit more detail. You know how to count waves and keep track of the time period. But now it is time to learn how to handle a slow market. Slow market trading is just as important as a trendy and powerful market trading, simply because there is statistically pretty much just as many slow days as there are nice and powerful days. I call the slow market a side move, when the price pretty much is moving to the side without any direction upwards or downwards. Now, as I've mentioned prior, the side move, so the slow market, can be very, very devastating for those who trade just with indicators. However, there is a small trick that you must be aware of that will help you trade even with indicators and in a slow market. So let's move to the computer and let's take a look at today. This is, as always, real market data. As you can see, the candle is moving and price is developing. This is, as always, the German DAX indices. Now, as we can see, I have 5 minutes, a 5-minute chart here. And the morning began with somewhat of a nice downtrend with quite a few hectic moves, some long tails, but that's not too bad here. And now, as you can see, the waves are shrinking and we are going into a side move. So pretty much from this position here, the market is slowing down. So you can see a side move developing and perhaps a shrinking flag. Now, in a 5-minute chart right here, we cannot really see any trend. We just have a few waves. However, let's use the lens concept and go to 1-minute chart. And here, boom, you will have yourself a few trends already. So here's a downtrend, here's a climbing trend, then there is a downtrend, and now something is developing. I don't know what just yet. But here's the great example of what I mean by using the lens. And if you see a side move, you can actually still find trends in it. So here we can see a small side move in the 5 minutes. Let's switch to the 1 minute and you'll find yourself some tradable trends. And sometimes when I see a really, really tiny side move with a very small range of points, as you can see here, let's check the range of the points here. The range of the waves are roughly 25 to 35 points. And in this kind of a range, I think the 1-minute chart would be good enough to give you nice opportunities trend-wise. However, there are cases where the ranges can be around 10 points, 15 points. So really, really tiny small waves and a completely almost dead side move. However, you can still trade it, but you need to use an even even bigger lens, so to speak. And that you can try to use, which I love, is the 15-second chart. And in here, you will always find yourself a trend. A bunch of nice trends actually. However, you must take note of the fact that if the bigger the lens, so meaning the smaller the time frame you're using, your expectation must be adjusted accordingly. If you are trading 15 seconds, you must never expect to take a move of 50 points. This is just unreasonable and unrealistic. So the bigger the lens and the smaller the time frame, the less of an expectation you might have for your trade point-wise. So yes, as you can see in the 15-second chart, you can still find very, very, very nice trends. Here we have a really nice uptrend, then we have a really nice downtrend, which then turns into a climbing trend, and then turns back into a falling trend, which is happening right now. And this might look like a big moves, big trends. However, this is 15 seconds. So in reality, in the 5-minute chart, we are still in a side move, in a flag formation with not too much of a movement in either direction. So this is what I mean about the lens. It is a fantastic way to avoid trading in a side move and find yourself a trend even within a side move. However, of course, there might be situations when the market is so slow that there is almost no movement in even a 15-second chart. But that's very, very seldomly, and I wouldn't expect you to see too many of days like that. Now, you must note that not every platform offers a 15-second chart. Most of the platforms, the simple ones, allow you to have the 1 minute as the smallest possible time frame. Now, the ProRealTime, which I'm using and which I've recommended for you to use, is fantastic in the way that you can actually select the amount of seconds you would like your time frame to be. So I would like to have 11-second time frame. Here you go. I don't know, 7-second time frame. There you go. 47-second time frame. As you please. So this is the reason why I love ProRealTime. You can always adjust pretty much anything and everything and make everything custom. Now, if you trade mostly, for example, 1-hour charts, and you see a side move and a slow day or a slow week in a hourly chart, then you might as well switch to a 15-minute chart. And you will always find a trend there. If there is no trend in 15 minutes, you'll always find a trend in 5 minutes. If there is no trend even in 5 minutes, you'll find one in 1 minute. And if there is no trend in the 1 minute, you can always switch to the seconds. But remember, the smaller the time frame that you're trading, the smaller the expectation for any given trade point-wise there can be. So this is very important to know, that this correlation of expectation and the size of a time frame. And I know that trading 15 seconds can seem like a ridiculous idea. And to be honest, it is quite a difficult approach, and it's what I call a hardcore trading. A really, really hyperactive idea of making money at the financial markets, and you should probably have a lot of experience behind you to be able to manage this kind of a stressful environment trading 15 seconds. Because when I'm trading 15 seconds, some slow days, there is still a lot of action in 15 seconds, and I might have up to 50 trades per day. And this can get very, very difficult and very, very nasty. And this is why I would not recommend you to try and trade 15-second charts in the very beginning. The smallest you should go is 1 minute. For the time being, but maybe half a year into your professional trading career, you can entertain a possibility of trading 15-second charts. Now, on some slow days, I love 15 seconds and the 1 minute. And sometimes I have many entries, and those results of those entries, they're very small. -1 point, +3 points, +5 points, +8 points, -4 points, +12 points, -6 points, and so on and so forth. I have 30, 40, 50 entries, and in the end of the day, I make 80 points, 90 points. One of my, by far the best 15-second trading days, I made 188 points. It's unbelievable, but the market was very slow, but very structurized. And I was able to use the indicators and a few other tools to actually make many really nice entries. And I still had quite a few minuses, of course. About 40-45% of my entries were minus trades, but that is okay. And I still made a lot of points. The most important thing that you must take out of this lesson is that I don't want you to be married to just one time frame. It is okay if you've selected just one time frame and it's working and you're happy to trade it, that is great. However, you shouldn't be married to it when it stops producing the results that you're looking for. Maybe, for example, you've been trading 1 hour chart for a few weeks or a few months and it was moving nicely and great entries, great profits. But lately, for the past 2-3 days, you see that the 1 hour chart is slowing down very much and is going into a side move. Don't waste your time waiting for anything. Switch to a smaller time frame and continue doing the same exact thing. So, in general, the concept of a lens allows you to be a very flexible trader, which I am myself. I am very flexible. I don't stick to just one thing. I always work in a combination of many different systems, and I always adapt to the market. Yes, of course, you can choose just one approach and work with it, but then you must be ready to bear heavy losses when this approach isn't working. So yeah, this is a really great tool and trick to actually find great trends and entries even in a slow market. And in general, it will help you understand the market a lot better, and using the lens, you'll be able to hunt for trends even when on the first glance there are none. Right, good luck on your test, and there is no homework, so enjoy some time off yet again, and I'll see you in the next lesson.